I'm joined with Margate coach Ben Greenhalgh after Margate's 2-1 defeat at home to Sevenoaks. Ben, tough conditions today, cold, foggy, and we do fall to our first home defeat in the league this season. What are your thoughts on that game?
Well, the standards we've set all season, we were absolutely miles off it. And look, you don't want to accept it. It is. I think last week we were pretty poor, but we should have still won the game and just didn't quite show the final quality. There were still a lot of elements today where the final quality was really poor, and probably lucky to have scored a goal at the end. But just in general, we were a long way off it, and something that we can't accept. And we've said to the boys now that we want to have a good season, want to have a successful season, and we said at the start of the season there's going to be bad moments, and we were in one. That's the harsh reality. Hopefully this bad moment doesn't cost us too much, and we have to see what we can do to get out of it. That's all of us, that's as a squad as well. But I think there was a big element today that cost us, was the fact that Gabs in the warm, literally right before kick-off, looks like he may have done his Achilles, and everyone heard a bit of a crack, and that sets mentalities in a very different space. And look, Gabs when he's played, showed so much energy, and it was obvious we couldn't replace his energy. And with Brandon Davey, who always gives us that energy as well, still being ill, it become had to do a quick change. And do you know what, Josh Bayliss, I felt a bit sorry for him, because I think he put in a good performance, and it's just a bit of a shame that he hasn't managed to work with us. And it was obvious we had to just go like for like, and Josh played well in that role, but we didn't look after him well enough in terms of players recovering runs for him and talking him through the game. And when Gabs is used to it, obviously Gabs was someone that we had to play that shape. And when you do a whole warm-up, a whole pre-match team talk about how we're going to play, you don't want to then suddenly go to kick-off and completely change shape and change 3 or 4 positions. Maybe if we had done, it might have been a little bit different, but like we said, I thought Josh done well for his debut, showed some good quality moments, and I think other players, the more experienced players in terms of the ones that we want to rely on more, will probably let them down.
Does today's game really emphasise the fact that if you don't take your chances, you don't win the raffle? We had a few chances, I think, in the first half, and a couple in the second as well, that if we had taken, it could have been a different story today. I
think we've said that a lot at home, and how long do we keep saying that for? That's a little bit on us, and don't get me wrong, we are acting on it, and it's very difficult to make the right moves at this time of the season, because if you're bringing a player in, it's why are you bringing them in January? What's gone wrong with them? Why are they not playing elsewhere? And obviously where we were 15 unbeaten, it's not a case of everything's gone completely wrong, but we do know where it is going wrong. We're not putting our chances away, we're not showing enough quality in the final third, and that's been slipping into our game, and we need to rely on players a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, we had a player over the line yesterday that was going to come in and play, and that we'd been speaking to, and in the end the parent club needed him today. So there were elements that we ended up having to not go with the strength that we needed to have. And like we said, you miss Brandon, you miss Gabs, it becomes a completely different element. And we lost the battle in midfield today, and we ended up being very open, and players playing in midfield that wouldn't normally play in midfield. But we didn't quite have the subs in the end to go centre mid on the pitch and come and settle it in there and be a little bit more, probably experience is probably the word.
Obviously there are a lot of games that weren't played today due to weather conditions, and 2 of those games feature teams that are first and second in Ramsgate and Sittingbourne. Is it a negative, I guess, that we haven't taken advantage of that, and we could have got 3 more points on them and put more pressure on those teams? Yeah,
I think when you look at New Year's Day, it was absolutely horrendous conditions, and we were one of the teams that was playing, and we got the 3 points, and that was a massive positive for us. And look, we were lower numbers then. We then came back last Saturday and should have been better and should have got 3 points. So, and there wasn't too many games played last week as well. So I think we've missed an opportunity, but I think the frustrating thing was, and it's in people's heads before the game, it shouldn't be. We should have just focused on today, and we knew about today. We knew it could have been a banana skin if we're looking at Tuesday night. But obviously Sittingbourne are here watching us because they haven't got a game, and there's us putting on a poor performance and then going to be a little bit leggy Tuesday. So we're going to have to do something over the next 2 days. We're going to have to act a little bit on players. We're going to have to make some changes for Tuesday night's game, and the boys need to show a reaction.
Yeah, obviously we do face Sittingbourne here Tuesday. It's a massive game for Margate. It's a chance for us to apply pressure onto those leading towards the end of the season now. What are your thoughts going into that game, Ben, on the game?
For us, we didn't want to look above us too much. Don't get me wrong, I think we've got the team that can match anyone on their day, bar today. I think every other game we have matched teams. We may have had a few poor halves and things like that, or not quite shown quality, but that's the first time today where we deserve to lose a game of football, and we weren't at it. And I think now it's a case of just going back to basics and focusing on game by game. Just trying to pick up the points again, go back on a new run, maybe change things a little bit ourselves. A bit of personnel might have to change. People might need to earn their positions a little bit more because maybe we've got a little bit comfortable. Maybe players in there are a bit comfortable, but you can see how much people care. Like afterwards, we felt distraught last week, letting in an 88th minute goal, and we feel distraught today. And you can see players care, but there's a difference between caring and actually making a difference in the game. No worries, thank you.